Hey guys, it's Sam. Kind of long time no see for me. I generally try to do about every week some kind of planner video, some kind of update of some kind. And I have filmed a couple of videos actually in the time that I have been gone, but I've just never, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I was in a funk. I was definitely in a funk. And surrounded all around me, I have various planners from this year, and I just kept feeling like I was hitting a wall everywhere I turned, and I wasn't feeling settled, and I wasn't feeling productive. And I kind of sometimes want to share when I'm feeling that way because I feel like it does help other people, from what I've read in the comments and from messages that you guys send, that I'm definitely not the only one who feels that way. And so it's nice to come on when I'm feeling that way because I know that other people are going to say, hey, yeah, me too. And thank you so much for being the person who, stands up and says, hey, my life is, as a planner, is kind of a mess and I don't have all my crap together. But at the same time, sometimes I don't feel like coming in again and admitting defeat. And more than that, I guess it's just about kind of like I'm tired of feeling that way, not because I don't want to share those things, but because I'm kind of over being in that situation. And I kept thinking, I'll just wait until I have my crap together and then I'll share. And then I was like, am I ever going to get my crap together again? I do believe that a lot of this is hormone related, but there's other things going on. We're trying to make some updates in the area that is my office space, which has now turned into not just a planning desk. I also work from home one day a week here, and it's kind of messed up the flow of things. We've got all of the furniture behind me all messed up because we're still in painting this room, and we've just had a lot of things going on. But yeah, I've had a lot of issues with my hormones since I guess the end of last year, the beginning of this year. And it's kind of had me in a funk. My weight loss has stalled, and I know that I'm still doing all of the right things, that I'm lifting heavy weights and that my body composition is still changing. But some of the feelings that I had that kind of were giving me happiness and contentment otherwise, all of that has come like crashing down as well. And so I just feel like everything has kind of been in a funk. It also could be that I absolutely hate winter, and Ohio doesn't understand spring. Yeah. So I've bounced a lot. I'm currently using 2 planners, but I thought I'd also share some things that I have tried. I wasn't even sure, like, after my, I don't know, three-ish weeks that I've been gone, maybe more, if I should just jump in and say, hey, this is what I'm using right now, or if I should be like, hey, here's all the crap that isn't working out, or what. But I don't usually plan these things very well, and I just decide to come on and share what I'm feeling. And some of you really love that and other people don't, and that's fine. But this is just me. This is real Sam. And so this is, except for the Hobonichi cousin, which I sold, this is all of the crap I think that I have used this year. And I've just kind of cycled through trying to force something into fitting. But I just wanted to give you an update now that the first quarter of the year is complete, of my planner fails and triumphs, much more fails than triumphs, over 2024. The no buy is a low buy. And I think that brought me a lot of funk too, because I do get joy in making small purchases, and I definitely have never been like a huge haul person, and giving myself that hard rule of I can't buy anything, I think definitely messed with me as well. And I've learned my lesson. No buys are not cool for me. Low buys are where it's at, and I just need to make sure that I'm being more mindful of my purchases. And I do believe that's still a success, and that has been a success overall in my life this year. I have learned to pick up pretty things when I'm out and about shopping and put them back, and realize just because I like it doesn't mean I have to own it. And that is going to be a planner thing as well as with all the other parts of my life. So this year, I don't even know. So this year I started with some kind of rings. I don't remember. I think it was personal rings. And the Hobonichi Weeks as like my memory planner. And then this book was supposed to be my work planner. And honestly, it's not this notebook, this cheap Pen and Gear notebook from Walmart. I have something very similar that they just keep stocked in the supply closet at work. It's a little bit bigger than this, but I just make a daily page every single day at work and jot down notes if I need to and rip out pages as needed. And that works really well at work because I don't have a lot of like long-term planning things at work. And I do have a dated monthly calendar hung up in my cubicle so I can see dates that are coming. But for work, this never actually made it to work. But for work, I date like that current Monday through Friday, and I write down things that I need to do on a daily basis as kind of a, I could have a checklist, but I really enjoy writing things out because I'm a planner. So that has stayed my work planner, and this never went to work. This particular one, this is the large daily moleskin, whatever. But I go back and forth between using this as kind of a running to do daily planner and a diary, and I really suck at keeping a journal consistently. Yeah, but I know that there's a camp of love and a camp of hate. I personally really love moleskin paper, and it's a joy to write on to me. I'm not really into fountain pens right now, and so maybe that's the difference, but I have enjoyed this book, and even if I'm not updating it daily, I do kind of have spurts where this is the only planner I have carried around. I like that I can just carry it and not worry about if it's protected or if it's in any kind of cover. I don't have to worry about the pens that I'm using, and I really enjoyed it. It does like kind of fold over on itself so that if it's too thick from one side to the other, you can kind of make adjustments to that. So this has definitely not been a consistent, but more consistent than some other things that I've had in my planning system this year. So this one is still in the rotation, but I'm not using it today. The Hobonichi Weeks, this makes me really sad because if you are not new here, you will know that this has been a usual planner for me for years and years now. I have not updated it in the last 2 weeks. I had relegated this one to be the planner that I don't feel comfortable writing in every single day because I don't like the way it looks messy, and I know that that's a me thing. If you love a messy planner, beautiful. I love to see other people's like non-constrained. I just use it when I feel like it with whatever pen that I want. Following the lines, not following the lines, what have you, but it just brings me anxiety, and it's a me thing. You do it, I love it. I do it, I hate it. So I have relegated the weeks this year to being the book that I keep updated with. Once a week, once a month, every other week, whatever. But I haven't been enjoying even doing that. I'm frustrated with the lack of lines or grids on this side. I feel more than ever not happy with the smaller grid spacing, and every time I pick it up, I'm like, okay, this is going to be where I fall in love. And right now it hasn't happened, and that makes me really sad. I could just go in and update this weeks and weeks and weeks at a time and fall in love again, but right at this very moment, I don't feel that way, and so I'm not allowing myself to feel guilty about it. Let's see. So I also decided, this was one of my no-buy purchases. I had purchased a couple of different Hobonichis for the year. I did the Han, and I did it with the cats. I had the black like English diary, but this is the one I had really wanted all along, and this is the soft cover English version of the Teto. And okay, so I really wanted this to work out really well, and this has worked well for me in the past. I am not enjoying the change of this paper. So far, I haven't found a fountain pen that I love in it, and I haven't found a gel pen that I love in it, and I haven't enjoyed using the Uni Jetstream. So since the experience wasn't what I was hoping for, I found myself not wanting to get into this book. And so this has been barely used so far this year. I've gone back and forth between the personal rings and the pocket rings, and pocket is so, so cute. But I just enjoy having certain aspects of my planner have larger spaces to write in, especially like the long to-do lists or a long shopping list. I'm enjoying that much more in personal, but I do love this black pocket Moterm cover in the veg tan. And I'm keeping this set up because I know that there's going to be days that I just want to jump into something smaller and I want it to be there for me. When I've been super stressed, I've turned to these two little books. And so I did purchase this kind of on a whim at Target one day when I walked through, and they usually, at least at my Target, usually have these in the hardcover, and they had a softbound one for 20 bucks at Target, and I was like, yes, absolutely, we're doing this. And I just went ahead on a whim and picked it up. I didn't consider that a fail for like a low buy, because all along I had regretted not picking one of these up before my no buy started at the beginning of the year. And so since I really had wanted one, I saw it as a sign. I go into Target, I just kind of walk by that aisle and I was like, oh my gosh, is that what I think it is? And so I love this little book. I feel like I can't do everything in this, but I do love the paper. I do love the size. When I'm feeling kind of the urge to get away from a bulkier planner like personal rings or even pocket rings, I know that I can make this work for me for the simplest of things. So I usually like to carry these two around together in unison. I have this set up so that I can do daily pages very similar to what I do at work. So I can have a look at my weekly, and then I can have my daily here and get the things done. And so that works when that is what I want to do. And I love that it's so compact and small, and I can fit it in any bag. And so this one definitely stays on my, hey, this is easy for me to grab and update, because I love them both so much. I did start, was it the beginning of the year that I started this B6 Stalogy? And this is kind of a daily planner slash running to-do list slash weekly slash bullet journal kind of situation. This one fell apart for me when I started drawing in my own months, which the drawing in wasn't a problem. It was the dating them with my own handwriting, which is always a fail for me. I had sold all of my extra stickers, and that included some dated stickers, and this I could still pick up at any moment, I think. I love the Stalogy paper. I love the B6 size. I love this beautiful leather cover that I purchased from Jenica's Journals. And I think that if I picked up dated stickers, this could still work for me, but I just haven't felt like I wanted to spend the money on the dated stickers to get me there at this moment. And even though I have failed the no buy, I am still trying to do the low buy. And what I'm doing right this second is working enough that I don't feel like investing $40, $50 in stickers to date this planner. So I also don't want to print things out and paste it in, because I don't like the way it makes the pages feel very rigid. And that was kind of the, how do I make a bullet journal work for me when I, A, don't want to draw out everything under the sun, and B, I don't want to bulk it up with a ton of stickers. So this I still think has a place in my life. I just haven't reached for it lately. Then comes another, I have two like normal back in the day before the planner community purchases that I've made this year. This one came from Target, and there was a version that was similar to this that was a collaboration between Inkwell Press and somebody, I think, that I purchased at a Staples recently. But this is from Day Designer with Every Girl. I found this at Target, and this is like just a normal planner that you can pick up at the store. And I told myself that I really wanted something that I could just be normal in. This isn't the smallest size that they offer, but the smallest size I just didn't think I could fit my writing in. And so I haven't used this much, but I want this to be here for those days, which I don't know about you, but it happens to me that I have these days where I just want to throw out all of the special stuff, all of the extra stuff, all of the things, and I just want to pick up a normal planner again from before the huge explosion of the planner community. And this was the one that I felt like I could use the most effectively. I am not a animal print person, but this one is probably the most neutral of all the ones that I found. I really like the font. Even though I don't like months that are within the weeks, this has tabs to make it easy. It does have a Sunday start to it in the monthly and a Monday start in the weekly, but I like this, and this will be the planner that I go to when I'm ready to throw away my planners. Yeah, it's got some extra stuff in here. It's got a pocket up front and some stickers, and I think it's nice. It's under $20. You can find it at Target. I actually just found it a couple of weeks ago, and they still have them. They do have mostly at Target now. They're like academic planners out, which academic planners drive me nuts. I can't do it. But you can still find this one probably most places. And it's a nice planner. It's a nice planner. I also have a Commit 30, which I've tried a couple of times to use, and it's just not doing it for me. I filmed an unboxing of this, and I just haven't edited it or shared it. I have shared a couple of times on Instagram this planner, and this one was actually not a no buy, low buy, none of that. I actually reached out to the company and asked if I could review and or share this planner, and they graciously agreed to send me a planner, a cover, and they actually sent me a couple of the notebooks as well, which I have not gotten into. This for me was the answer to the Hobonichi weeks not working. I like that it's a little bit bigger, and my thoughts were, with Hobonichi weeks not working for me at the moment, or I'm not gravitating toward it at the moment, I don't know what to say about it, because it's not feeling me. I kept looking for something that could replace that memory planner. I always love a bound book to look through at the end of the year. Rings feels very functional to me, and I can just scratch and write anything down. But I also like to have a place where I can come back and like put these things in that I have been doing, so that I can see a permanent history of the whole year. And the more I looked into what was offered, the more I thought that this would work the best for me. This one is the B6 size. There's also A6 and there's also A5, and there's a couple of different options. This is the planner. This is like the thinnest planner that they have to offer that does have some note pages. It feels to me very much like the difference between a regular weeks and a mega weeks. So this would be like the regular Wonderland 222. And it does have the pages in the back similar to the amount that the Hobonichi weeks offers. But I liked that this is bigger, and it was still thin enough that I don't feel like it's heavy or bulky in any way. So there was a couple of things about this planner that really attracted it to me. I have this whole setup, which I really appreciate in the Hobonichi, and I've loved and used it for years. This is something that the Hobonichi doesn't have to offer. And if I'm going to put my workouts here or my YouTube planning, I feel like at this point it's probably going to be workouts, because I really would like to see them in... I track my workouts weekly, and I also track my workouts, I'll show you in a minute, in my personal rings. But I really think that this would be a good place to write down the daily workouts, and then to put my feelings about where I am in my fitness journey as well. Now, I just got this planner like a week, I think it was like a week ago. I haven't had the time with my schedule to kind of work everything out and fill everything in, but I'm doing the best I can. But I've got plans for this. I was back and forth between a few things, but I think I've settled on this being like my fitness stuff. This was the other thing. So with the Hobonichi weeks, I thought this year that I would do my tracking here by adding a sticker line and writing these things in, and this would work. But I like this because for me personally, the less I have to draw in, the more that can just be, let me see, my light is changing. The more that I don't have to work on something, the better for me. I don't like to draw things in. I don't like to map things out. I like trackers to just kind of be there. And that's because I feel like they look neater. And so this was another thing that kept drawing me to the Wonderland 222. And so I have started filling this out. I will go back and backtrack because I do keep up with these things. I will have to go to 3 planners to get this all put together. The Hobonichi weeks, my pocket rings, and my personal rings, but that's not a problem. But I have started doing this routine tracker. So we are here in April, and I've been keeping up with this every night, every other night, updating this planner. So I really like that these trackers are here. And so all of the tracking pages and calendar pages are all up front, except for the monthlies. And that would be my one kind of disappointment in this. I knew that it was like that going into it, but I guess I don't understand why all of the other planning pages that span the whole year are up front and then the monthlies are sprinkled in between. It is just, I don't know, all of the other planners that I use or all of the other planners that I put together myself, the monthly calendars are all together, and that's just how my brain wants it to be. And so that's kind of messing with me. I will tab it, I think, because it's been frustrating to not have the months where I think that they should be. But I like that there's the overview. I do love that this planner is so neutral. My lighting is crap here because it's cloudy and early in the day, but it's bright enough that I can see it easily, but it's also muted. The pages are whiter than the Hobonichi weeks, but still kind of a creamy. So it's not a bright white. Let me see. It's not a bright white like this, but it's not as yellow as the Hobonichi weeks. So I think that it's pleasant. I enjoy it. Yeah. So this is for me what I feel like everybody else is loving about the Hobonichi cousin, and the cousin is just too much for me. The columns are too narrow, the book is too long, and I can't keep up with daily pages. So for me, using a planner like this as a memory keeper, I think that this is perfect. I have started going in minimally and using a little bit of stickers. I do also want to go in and put some stickers that I've been hoarding. So this is my first week like lived in at like real time for this planner, and I have been enjoying it. I haven't decided. So I did use the bottom section last week, filling things in, and I hated it. I thought it was very busy looking, and that's not going to work. So I don't even know if I'll use this except for maybe a journaling entry or washi tape or what have you. So this one is the stacked weekends, which formerly in my life might have been more of a problem, but I work Monday through Friday now, and I think that this will be just fine. Just fine. This is also Tomoe River paper, but everything about it has grids, unlike the Hobonichi weeks. So I feel like even if I'm not using a felt tip pen, that my writing is very controlled, and I feel like things can be very neat, and I've just really been enjoying this planner. The edges are marked, so this tells you the, so this says 4 for April, and then it gives you week 14 out of 52. So you can see that on the edges. I really like that part. So really the only part of this planner that I don't like is that the monthlies are not up front. It also has these pages which have a timeline and a light guided 3-section for you to write in, and then a place for you to write a date at the top. And this is where I would like to put, when we have a special event, when we go somewhere, you know, things that I pick up along the way from the year, like stickers, trips, pictures of special moments. This is where that will go, because I'm just, I don't know, I can't get into daily journaling, and I'm not sure why, but this is filling that like memory keeping itch that I get, but it's not overwhelming like a daily journal is. And so I think that this is going to work really well. I love the fonts. I love how minimal it is. It's very neutral. It allows you to decorate it any way you want, or you can just write pen, but I'm excited for this. And this has been filling the spot that the Hobonichi Weeks was intended to take in my lineup for the year. So I'm so appreciative of Wonderland 222 sending this to me. You'll be seeing more of this planner. I keep that at home in my bedroom, and I update it every evening. The trackers I haven't been updating every single evening, but I don't know, I might get into that routine. The trackers I've been updating like every other day or so. I'm not worried about that though, because whatever my main planner is, which currently is this personal rings, I just transfer the information over. All right, so rings is consistently in my planner lineup, and all year I've gone back and forth between pocket rings and Pocket Plus rings and personal rings. And for like 3 days I tried Franklin Covey Compact, and that wasn't a fit. This is also something that was I mean, I can't consider it a low buy because Gilios are so expensive. I did purchase this from a friend. And Maria, thank you so much for parting with this beautiful planner. I have a new Malden from Filofax, and it has a pen loop that's roomy enough, but it's not pliable and soft like the old Maldens. And I was just kind of feeling like I wasn't getting that like a planner that you just want to hug experience. And so I know that she has a Gilio collection, and I reached out and I was like, hey, do you have any Gilios that you would be willing to part with? So she showed me a couple of options that I could purchase from her, and this was one of them. And I always love texture on a planner, and I actually had to sell a planner that I will always regret having to sell, and she actually purchased it from me, and this texture is almost as extreme as the one that I sold to her. And she knows that if she ever thinks of selling that, I would want it back so desperately. But it was a rust. And so this is actually a gold, and I think, right, it's a gold, and it is darker, almost like rust, and I absolutely love it. It's got that darkened spot where the where you close the popper. If you guys have ever had a Gilio that did this and you were able to get that like dark spot off, let me know, because I would love, I'm not afraid to touch it, but I would also like to have it gone. So this was a little bit cheaper than a normal Gilio. She did not have the fly leaf for it, and so she reduced the price for that, and I'm just grateful. I put this together and then I put it away, and I brought my Malden back out because Gilios are expensive, guys, and I am not a millionaire, and I feel guilty when I have such an expensive planner. But when I moved back to the Malden, I just kept thinking about how beautiful this leather is and how pliable it is, and just the tactile experience of like holding this planner and touching this planner. And I was like, you know what, I have to move back in, and so I did. This one is just, it lays really flat, which I think is kind of a Gilio. They just do. The leather is just beautiful. This is a very functional planner for me. I don't have a lot of stuff in it. I don't even think I have anything. Oh, I have a receipt in the back here, and I have some sticky notes here, this planner card routine thing that I've never finished setting up. This is, I don't remember where this is from, but it's maybe Catspresso. I just have some pictures in here printed from my Fuji Instax printer. This is, all of these are from Peanuts Planner Co., the acetate with the print on it. And then this is a printable that I made on Canva. I actually have it linked on my Instagram page. I currently only have a personal size linked, but you can just grab that as a freebie over on my Instagram links. Yeah, I've been like, I need to get my Hobonichi weeks, because that's where I have these stickers to mark off the months. And now that March is over, I've been needing to mark this one off. Ish. Okay. Honestly, I don't really use this for a whole lot, but I really like the way this one looks, and so I keep it in my planner. This is my inbox section, and this is just, oh, box. I appointments. So this is my inbox. This is a freebie from Plan with B. This was just, I mean, I should take this out of here at this point, but it's whatever. These dividers are a, what is it called? Okay, so they don't jut out as much as normal dividers. These are from Peanuts Planner Co. And I purchased these in the Franklin Covey compact size, and when I realized I was not going to use that size, I just trimmed them down to fit personal size. This is the Holidays Plus for 2024, another freebie from Plan with B. This is from Nada Notes, I think, and she has a lot of freebies available if you go to her Instagram and follow the link. I also am like a, what is that? It's the coffee, right? I think her platform is coffee. So buy me a coffee. You can be like a monthly contributor or just a one-time or whatever. So I contribute to her monthly. I mentioned in my last video that somebody had contributed to mine and bought me a coffee, and someone else kindly did. I always keep that link in my description, but I just don't talk about it often. But I appreciate it when anybody does, because it just brings a smile to my face, and I can buy a coffee or some planner printables or whatever. So thank you for those of you who do. This is a freebie from Peanuts Planner Co. and she shares this every year in her Facebook group. She always has links to her freebies for the year, and she's very, very, very generous with her freebies. This is one of my favorite monthlies ever, and it just works. It's very minimal. So I have that in here. And then my next section is my weekly section. And this is also a version of a freebie that she shares every year, also from Peanuts Planner Co. I had it customized though. She does offer custom inserts now for a very reasonable price, in my opinion. And I just told her that I love her freebie, but I didn't want this to be split in two, and I wanted to be able to just have this to write. And so she did that for me. And this is one of my favorite weekly inserts. Of course, one of the things I love about ring planners is that if this stops working for me, there are so many different weekly options that I could jump to. But for now, I'm just loving this. I don't have a huge amount of things that are going on during the day. And then if I'm using my Wonderland 222 as like my memory keeper, I don't have to worry about scrunching a bunch of stuff in here. And then I love to see my trackers. I like to track my workouts and my meals, and then a space for my running to-do list. So this works really well for me, and it has for years and years. So this is what the last few weeks have looked like. And I just usually keep a few extra weeks. So I have all of April, and then I haven't filled out May yet, but I have a few months at a time. The next section is my daily section, and this is where my planner kind of flops, because I go back and forth between feeling like I want to have a daily planner and feeling like I don't want to have a daily planner. This is also one from Peanuts Planner Co. And so the thought behind this is that I'll be able to see my schedule. I'd be able to see a daily running to-do list, and then I could do like a little tiny non-pressury snippet of the journaling section, which if I'm in a moment where I'm feeling overwhelmed, which this does happen to me, where I'm feeling overwhelmed and I don't even want to keep up with 2 books, then I can move to this and keep up with the journaling so that I can have those things written down so I can move them to my other book. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I definitely do. And then I also just go back and forth between doing these kinds of dailies, just a running to-do list. My next section is my health section, which, okay, I'm just going to share it. So this is my yearly, and this would mirror what I do at the beginning of the Hobonichi weeks, or now the Wonderland with that 2-page spread. I love these. This one is from Simple and Trendy Co., I believe. This I have marked because I visit this often. I have been keeping track of all of my workouts. So at the beginning of the year, I feel like we have been so sick this year. At the beginning of the year, we had COVID. So that is what all of this was, having COVID and recovering from COVID. And then we had, we had COVID. We had the flu, which I feel like I didn't skip as much. No, I think COVID and the flu kind of ran. We had COVID, then we had the flu, kind of almost back to back. And then we had the stomach flu. So you can see when I was sick by when I didn't work out, because I am very consistent with my workouts and it's a very important part of my health journey. And yeah, so I have that, and this is a fold out from Filofax. And then I had been playing around with this from Peanuts Planner Co., this workout tracker, which I realized I would rather do this. And then I have 52 weeks kind of all on one page here from Peanuts Planner Co. And this is where I've been keeping my weight log, just a once a week what my weight was. So as you can see, my weight loss has just kind of flatlined. And I need to be okay with that. I have a goal of 175 pounds for my end weight. But honestly, I would like to be anywhere between 150 pounds and 175. So my highest weight for the beginning of the year was 192. And my weight now has just kind of, this is when we had the stomach flu. So this was my lowest of low. And then the last few weeks, it's been exactly the same. Now I have every week increased how much weight that I'm lifting to keep going with that part of my journey. So I know that from my measurements, my body composition continues to change. I keep sizing down in things, but my weight is staying the same. And as a person who has a history of eating disorders, I'm really trying not to only focus on the scale, but I'll tell you, it's getting really hard to be continuing a person who is, eating low carb and fasting and working out. I need to be careful about these things, about over exercising, about focusing too much on the scale. But I have it tracked here minimally so that I don't focus too much on it in my planner, at least, I guess. I'm not weighing myself daily, but I weigh myself several times a week. I just don't notate it anywhere. And then I have my health log. I have shared before that I am in perimenopause. I actually haven't had a cycle since November. So I called my doctor about 2 months ago because she had told me if I made it 3 months without one, I needed to take a pill to get things started. And I didn't fully start a period with that, but I did spot. And then exactly when I should have started a period again, I spotted again. And so she was like, well, that points to you're still in perimenopause. I asked if I could go on birth control pills to help regulate my cycle and to get them back, and she agreed. So she gave me this week enough to get me through to when my next yearly exam would be. So I forgot to write that down actually. So I'm just going to notate here that on 4/3 I started hormones. It's not actual birth control for me because my husband took care of that after our 6th child was born. This log has like how crazy things were for last year with me, and I don't know, I'm not going to share all of that nonsense. And then I just have notes on health things that have been important to me over the last year. Notes on fasting, notes on keto, what happened at my doctor's visit, some progress that I had been making when I was first starting my weight loss journey. So I'm down 72 pounds. And at the beginning, when you have so much to lose, it's just kind of nice to notate little victories. And then trying to kind of turning into kind of 80-20 with like trying to do healthier things overall and not have as many toxins in our lives. So there's that section. That's all of my health stuff so far this year. And the next section is just a regular tracker and notes section. This is from Watch Becca Plans, and so I didn't realize that it was important to my work that we made sure that we got in 8 hours a day. And so I have notated what my hours are, and I actually just printed this off yesterday and backfilled everything from the app that I use to clock in and out to notate that. And I need to go back through and highlight, but I didn't have my highlighter in bed with me last night. I need to go back through and highlight, like this is going to be a PTO day. I don't know if I want to use that dark. Do I want to use that dark? What would that look like? Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. I don't have. Sorry, Ron. Okay, this is the one I wanted to use. All right, so I'm just gonna highlight what days were PTO days, because I know that when I had the flu, I think these 2 days is when I had the flu, but I'm pretty certain that they are. These are the days that I had to take PTO for the flu. So I'm going to mark my PTO days there, and I'm just going to take better care of tracking to make sure that I'm getting my 8 hours in a day. They don't really care as long as you get to 40 at the end of the week, which I've never worked somewhere where they really care that much that you make sure that you get to 40 hours. It's just been when I'm done and I'm close enough, I can go, but I'm going to keep track because it's important to them. This is where I've been keeping my online planner orders. I have ordered things otherwise, but I have done really well this year for keeping a low buy. I didn't put my Gilio, it wasn't an order per se, but I guess to be fair, I should go back and put that in. The next two, no, let's see, not the next two. Wish list, my watch list, I just purchased this yesterday, so I haven't gone back and filled this in, but I just like to see the shows that we watch throughout the year, and so I need to go back and fill this in. And then I have used this in other sizes, but I didn't realize I didn't have it in personal size. These both are from a shop that I will list here because I can't remember the name right this second, but I like this bookshelf insert. So I'm going to have a page for physical books that I'm reading, and then I'm also listening to audio books every day at work, and I've made it through a book like in 2 days in most cases. And I don't know, I like ghost stories and mysteries and all of those kinds of genres. I don't like a bunch of like sex scenes or swearing, and so it's kind of hard for me to find books that fit what I prefer to read. So if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Again, I don't want sex scenes and I don't want swearing. So if you have anything that you would like to share, please feel free to leave those in the comments, but I need to go back and fill those in. Recurring tasks. This is also from that same shop, I believe. Goodness, why is my brain not functioning to come up with that name? I have this noted in other planners. I just need to come back through and mark these things off. Every year I go ahead and do this. It's just a way for me to keep track of our Christmas stuff for all of our family members. This is a menu groceries. So this is just using, I forget what this is called, from Peanuts Planner Co. But it's from Peanuts Planner Co. It comes in a bundle, I think, with, you can choose 3. I think you could choose 5 things to check off. The 3 works for me. I have it broken down into if I purchased it, if it arrived, and if it's wrapped. This is from Peanuts Planner Co. as well, menu and groceries. Honestly, I usually have more things than this works for. This particular week that I did the planning, I was only doing 3 days, and so I took up all of this groceries list in just the 3 days. So I usually just use like a regular spiral notebook sheet of paper to do my menu planning on. It's not glamorous at all, but for times when I'm out and about without that, and my husband and I are like out together eating or something, and we have a few minutes while we're waiting for our food, we can have this to pop in and out and just kind of do some brainstorming for meal planning. This is a 1 through 31 list from Peanuts Planner Co. I have this in here because I wasn't sure if I wanted to start doing gratitude or writing down a month of meal planning. So it's just nice to have that in here. And then a bunch of different blank pages to scratch notes on. Some cash. This is a folder, ish something. I don't know what it's called, from Catspresso. And then a Filofax top loading folder, and then a page lifter. I think this came in a pack of stuff from Moterm on Amazon, which was in my purchases. I think it's just labeled page lifter. And then nothing back here. I don't know that I'm gonna put my cards back in here because I'm kind of, you know, I baby the Gilio leather. And so I'm not sure if I want to be in and out of here with cards, but I could surprise myself. I might do it. Right now I feel like I have the best of both worlds. Rings are so functional. I like to have a bound book for memories. This is feeling much better to me than the Hobonichi Weeks. And so this has been what I have been reaching for. I like that I have other things that I can pull from here throughout the year when I get overwhelmed, when I get bored, when I feel like I need to try something new, do something different. I like that I have these things here. There's some misses for sure, but I need to be able to work through these feelings, and that's the part of the no buy that I didn't realize was going to affect my mental health. And some of you warned me, I'll be fair, some of you warned me, not being able to make a $20 purchase helped me try to work. Like I learn by doing. So to not be able to buy something, to physically try it, to see if this is the answer, was just not good for me right now. So low buy, 100%. No buy, absolutely not. Never again. It's just not me. But I'm enjoying these two books. I'm glad that I have these around. They'll be on the shelf. I know that they will cycle through. I'll feel like getting into a pocket size again. I'll want to try journaling in a longer form again and move back to another book. But that's not what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm super sad about the weeks though, because I don't know, I might force myself to update it now and again. I'm not throwing it out or anything. It's just not, I'm sad that it's not part of a regular routine for me at the moment. So that's my update. I know it was long. Thank you for sticking around, those of you who have. It's just been kind of a rough year for me, between sickness and hormones and emotions. I've just not been having the greatest time, but yeah, I just wanted to come and update you guys, and thank you for being here. Thank you so much. If you've stuck around this long and you are not a regular viewer, please consider giving me a like and subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope to see you much sooner next time than the last little bit of no videos. Thanks so much as always for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.